Hey everyone, welcome into the live stream today. Thanks so much for being here with me. We're going to be talking about the 4 steps you need to get started in voiceover. It's a special day for me today. This is the official launch day for my book, Becoming a Voice Actor. It is, by chance, National Publication Day for authors. I forgot to use that hashtag. I have to go back and fix up my titles for the live stream and stuff like that, but that's okay. I want to thoroughly thank everyone that has purchased the book in pre-order. It has been utterly amazing, the response that I've been getting to this book already, and I just want to thank everyone. And it's the whole reason that I do this, and it's the reason for this live stream today, to really give you a good handle on what it is that you need to be doing as a voiceover artist that is looking to literally get started. I know there's a ton of information all over the web, especially on YouTube, about voiceover and all this and that. And it's still one of the main questions that I get asked all the time, every day. How do I get started in voiceover? So it's the reason for this book and the reason for this live stream. And I'm going to be going through some of the things that are covered in this book and want to thoroughly encourage you to go ahead and grab it. Hey, how you doing there, Miriam, in New Jersey? Looking forward to hearing the gems that you're going to show or share with us today. Look, there are 4 steps, and by the way, we're multi-streaming, multicasting. Today we're on 2 Facebook pages. We're on my Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in wherever you're tuning in, and all of the questions that you have, you can ask on whatever platform you're on. You can leave me comments and all of that. And believe me, I will definitely answer that. In this book, one of the things that, or the 4 things that are covered, and there's more than 4 because I give you 2 bonus steps in there as well, which are more related to how to actually start getting work as a voice actor as well. The first step in this whole thing, and I talked about this yesterday when I did a live stream with this as well. The first step, you just have to make the decision that this is what you're going to do. Don't get jaded if you're getting started in voiceover or any business. Everybody starts at 0, right? It will happen as quickly as it happens or as slowly as it happens, but it all does come back to the amount of effort that you're actually putting into these things. It comes back to the amount of energy, time, and everything else that you're dedicating to learning this. So you have to be prepared to learn the skill set. I was having a conversation earlier this morning with my good friend Cyrus Webb, and we were just talking about the thing that you know how to do. And in this case, you want to learn voiceover. Learning that thing is just that thing, but building a business is something completely different. It's a different skill set that has to be learned to go along with that, so that you can actually get work. Many voice actors, when they get into this industry, one of the first things that I did is I thought that as soon as I got my gear, microphone, and I signed up on some of the pay-to-play sites and I signed up on some of the freelance sites, that I was just going to blow up. And it does not happen that way. It does not happen that way. It takes a lot of time and energy dedicated to this career field in order to make a headway. So the very first thing that you have to be cognizant of is that you have to make the decision to do it. So let me give you some things to think about when you're doing this. I've said for years, if you want to get into voiceover, if you're not prepared to spend the next 1 to 3 years building it, don't start. It will take you 1 to 3 years to actually get this thing off of the ground, because anything worth having is worth working for. And this is definitely something that is going to require a lot of work. You've got to be very passionate and very dedicated to building your brand, building up the skill sets that you're going to need to have, because once you make that decision and then you start really diving into what this takes, you've got to have, first of all, the talent to do it. Let's just be honest. You've got to have the talent to do it. And if you don't have that talent up to par, you can learn if you're dedicated to learning it, if this is something that you actually want to do. And then it comes down to learning my goodness, your DAW, your digital audio workstation, the software that you use to record your voice, that's a learning curve. Because if you've never done any sort of audio editing or audio processing in particular, because it gets deep into audio processing, if you've never done that, it's going to be something that you have to really want to learn how to do. Because if you don't dedicate that time, you're not going to be creating and preparing voiceover work, audio work that is good, right? So that's a couple of things to think about. And I talk about this in the book. So you want to make sure that you grab it, becoming a voice actor. It's the first step that we go through. Now, the second step, you got to buy your gear. Most of the time, and I use the word gear now because you can either buy something like a USB microphone that just plugs directly into your computer, or you buy something that's called an XLR microphone, which I can kind of show you what that would look like as far as an XLR connection. This is an XLR connection microphone. Those three little prongs, that's XLR. So if you go that route with an XLR connection, then what you're going to need on top of that, sorry for turning away from the mic. If you're going to use an XLR connection, you're going to need something like this, which is an audio interface. You're going to need that audio interface to be able to plug your microphone in so that you have something. Let me see if I can get a little bit clearer image of that. Yeah. You're going to need to be able to plug in right here. That's where that other end of the cord, those three prongs go here. And then on the back of one of these, you'll have a USB interface that you can plug into your computer. That's how you get the sound from your microphone into your computer. So that second step of buying your gear, you're either going to have to decide if you want to get a USB microphone or an XLR microphone. Now, the thing about it is anyone can start with a USB. I started with a USB microphone. So it's not a big deal to go ahead and start that way. And I've said where you start, it probably won't be where you end up if you fully commit and fully dedicate to being a voice actor. So that's the second thing you have to do is you have to get you a microphone so that you can start recording. The third thing that you have to do is download your DAW. That's what we call a digital audio workstation. It's simply the software that you use to record your voice. This is the third step. A lot of voice actors, when they get into voiceover, they get and download a software package called Audacity. It's a free software that's out there that anyone can download for free. By the way, if you've got questions or comments, you can post them in the chat. Or for this, and I'll see it, and we can talk about what maybe some of your questions may be around this whole thing. And so people download Audacity. It's free, but it is still a learning curve. All of the DAWs that are out there, I happen to be an Adobe Audition user. That's the DAW of choice for me, my digital audio workstation, because I've used it since forever. But you can start off, or even your entire career, you can use Audacity, even though it's free, because it does, in essence, everything every other DAW does. It's not as complicated as some other DAWs that are out there. And there's some functionality that you may see in other DAWs when you start investigating that you might want to learn as well. But if you're just getting started, just get Audacity. Go ahead and download it and start learning how to use it. We've got Anthony on. He says, I've got an audio interface, but PreSonus said that this was a USB mic. It came in the PreSonus kit. I believe the mic is an M7. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. I'm kind of confused because I'm not sure why they would send you a USB mic to go with a audio interface. That's not normally how it goes. But at any rate, learning your DAW is definitely a learning curve. You would open up your DAW and you would literally, be questioning like, what the heck is this? Even if I were to open up Audacity right now, and I'll kind of show this to you, it's kind of like one of those things where what is this? What is actually going on here? Because when you initially open up Audacity, and let me just see if I can share my screen here. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to select, if it'll allow me, let's see. I'll just share my entire screen. Yeah. Let me pick that and I'll share it. And then I'll go ahead over to Audacity. And this is what Audacity looks like. It's like, what is actually going on here, with this? So that can be something that can kind of be a bit intimidating when you first open up something like Audacity to actually be able to see. But there are a plethora of videos that you can watch, YouTube videos. I have a whole free training on Audacity that's available as well. It's for the members of my free site that you can find at grindanddon'tquit.com. It's www.grindanddon'tquit.com. The caveat for that, though, if you do want to join that site, which anyone is free to join, but it is actually for those folks that have already completed the 4 steps, right? And they're ready now or are already getting work. I do training on my live stream that I do every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. And you can see some of the trainings that we do there, on that. But learning your DAW is going to be one of those learning curves, especially if you've never done it before, then that's the thing. Now, before we get into step number 4 and some of the other things, again, I just have to say thank you to everyone that has already purchased the book, Becoming a Voice Actor, the 4 steps to get you on your way. I was so thoroughly surprised yesterday. The Kindle version was the #1 new release in acting and auditioning category. Today, I am #1. The Kindle version is #1 in the 2-hour business and money short reads. It's #1. It's the #1 new release in that section, and I'm still in awe that these things are kind of happening and going on. But I definitely am appreciative to all of you that have supported this. The link is in the description for the video, the live stream that you're watching right now. If you want to grab that book, and we're talking about today some of the things that are in that book, which is just how to freaking get started with the things that you're looking to do in your voiceover career. You're looking just to get started in voiceover. We have Miriam saying, Earl, could you speak to the concerns that some may have about the rise of AI with respect to the VO community? Now, that is something that's going on right now, and I've delved a little bit into AI myself to accomplish some of the things that I do, more so along the lines of my operations and flow, and also with content creation that I do to come up with different content ideas. But I think AI, the way that it's moving right now, here's one thing you have to understand. AI has not caught up yet when it comes to voiceover in actually sounding exactly like a real person. A real person is going to give you intonation. A real person is going to give you a different way that they're able to use their voice that AI is not going to be able to copy, at least not yet. And so when people ask me, and I've had voiceover artists ask about that whole thing with AI and if it's going to be something that kind of takes over voiceover. Some people are fine using an AI voice, that's fine. But there are going to be plenty of people that really want that human to do that voiceover. I think we're becoming too scared right now for something that is still far away. No computer is going to be able to sound in every situation just like a human being. There have been things done, especially Google did this thing where they had AI call up and book an appointment for a hair salon or something like that. And the person on the other end did not know that they weren't speaking to a real human being because of how they had programmed the AI. Now that's the whole thing. AI is comes down to the programming. I don't have to be programmed. I just bring it. You just bring it. So let's not worry about whether or not a machine can sound like a human in every situation, at least not right now. Will it happen? I'm sure at some point it will. That's not the thing. But even with that, the things that AI can do, like I can upload, I use this software called Descript. I can actually upload my voice print to Descript and it'll analyze my voice. And then I can just type out some words or whatever, and it will use my voice to read those words. But it still is not perfect. So AI is there, but let's not be too scared about AI. All right. So Robert is saying he's a Reaper guy. Myself, I'll never forget. I think it was last year or was it the year before? I downloaded Reaper just to check out its functionality and see how it worked. And I had to actually go watch YouTube videos on how to just record. How do you start recording? It wasn't that plain in front of me, right? But this is the whole thing with downloading whatever DAW you're going to download, and if you're going to actually spend the time to learn that thing. Here's the thing. Don't do this. Do not jump around from different DAWs to different DAWs every other day, every other week, every other month. Pick one and commit to it. Commit to learning that one until you have it down mastered. If you want to learn another DAW, just understand it's going to require some time for you to do that. And then this comes to the fourth point that we actually discuss in the book, Becoming a Voice Actor. The 4 steps to get you on your way. Available right now on Amazon. Link is in the description. The Kindle version is available. The paperback version is available. You can get either of those or both of those. And again, just want to thank everyone that has really supported me. You know, a lot of people pre-ordered the book, which made a huge difference. So I definitely thank all of you for that as well that did that, and those that have been ordered. There's been a ton of people order just over the past 24 hours. So I definitely want to thank everyone that has done that. And then when you get in deeper into the book and you go through your 4 steps, so the 4th step gets into record your voice. You got your mic, your gear, you made the decision, you got your gear, you downloaded your DAW. Now it's time to record your voice. You need to start doing that. You need to set aside, especially when you're brand new or even you've been in for a while and you don't really get this whole thing yet. You want to go ahead and start recording your voice. You want to start using that DAW and understanding how you can start processing that audio from the compression. And these are things we talk about because, you know, compression is a thing, EQ is a thing, noise reduction is a thing, taking out breaths is a thing. There's all these things that you have to learn how to do with your voice to make it sound like what you would hear like when you're listening to a radio station and you're listening to the commercials there. All of these things come into play with that. And so the 4th step in this, you got to start recording your voice. And so in the book, Becoming a Voice Actor, the 4 steps to get you on your way, this is what we're talking about today. Grab this book. It's available on Amazon right now. And then I've got bonus steps in there that actually start digging into, now that you've done these things, how do you actually start getting work? How do you actually start becoming that professional voice actor that you crave to be, right? Got another comment coming in on YouTube. Professor Bauer, you cannot program emotion expression into large language models. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Miriam says, thank you for answering that question. Not a problem, Miriam. That's what I am here for. Another one comment from Facebook from Robert. Started with the Sonar 20 plus years ago, switched to Reaper 10 years ago, the best audio production algorithm out there. Now, is that not an opinion? Is that not an opinion with that? But people love their DAWs and they're committed to DAWs as well. Like I'm committed to Adobe Audition. You know, with that, we've got over on YouTube, Professor Bauer saying thoughts on the Isotope plugins. Isotope has some very good plugins in regards to being able to process your voice. One of the key places I go for this, and now I can't even think of the name of where I go to get all of my plugins for that. On most of my YouTube videos, or if you go to my link tree, you can see where I get pretty much everything that I get. You can look at some of my other YouTube videos, and links are in the description for that, as well as where to go. Plugins. When you think about, I mean, the question that Professor Bauer over on YouTube asked about iZotope, that's another part of your DAW. So for people that don't understand what we're talking about here with plugins, there are different plugins that you can put into your DAW to process your audio. They all come with their own plugins available, like right out of the box, that are ready to go. But some of us, go outside of what's given, and we look at others. I use plugins that don't come with Adobe Audition, right? I use plugins that don't come with Adobe Audition, and that's all fine and good. But these are the intricacies that you really get into when you start really wanting to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career, because it's not something that just happens. It's something that you have to cultivate. There's a lot to learn. It is not as simple as just buying a microphone and maybe an audio interface and even downloading a DAW. There's a lot that goes into this, a lot that goes into this with doing this. If you guys don't know, I mean, if wherever you're watching me right now, I know we've got people on Facebook, we've got people on YouTube as well. If anyone is in here from Twitter or from LinkedIn, let me know, so that I know that as well. But there are so many different things that you have to learn how to do. It's why I do the live stream that I do on my YouTube. Well, this Friday, it'll be everywhere that it is right now. I decided just to multicast it everywhere that I'm doing right now. So every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a live stream and we talk about these things. The great thing, especially if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, I put out a poll every week. And that poll is to ask you a question about the things that you're concerned about and what it is that you want to know about. And from that poll, I get all of my content as far as, okay, this is what I'm going to be talking about on next week. So that's one of the reasons for that as well. But I definitely want to thank you guys for all of your support. Do definitely want to encourage you, go grab the book, Becoming a Voice Actor, The 4 Steps to Get You on Your Way. It's available right now on Amazon in Kindle format as well as in paperback. So go grab your copy. If you've got your copy or you're getting your copy, would definitely love an honest review of the book from you on Amazon as well. And maybe it may help me get a little bit better too. Got another comment coming in over on YouTube. How important is voice acting versus just having a voice like Morgan Freeman or Samuel Elliott? It's funny because I know that many of us have been told, I get it all, I hear this all the time from voice actors. People have told me all my life I should be doing commercials or something like that, right? So it is not the type of voice that is important. And the reason I say that is because I don't care what type of voice you have, there's a market for the voice. So many times voice actors are thinking about just one particular genre, like commercials. They're not thinking about all the other genres that are out there, whether it comes down to, you want to do audiobooks or you want to do explainer type videos or technical type things. It's every, or even humorous things, sad things. There's so many different outlets for voiceover artists that it is our job as the individual voice actor to find where we fit. And I believe that most voices can fit. The thing about our own voices, so many times, when we first have ever heard ourselves speak, like the recording played back to us, it's amazing to us that we sound like that. I didn't know I sounded like that. And I won't go into the reasons why, but there's a reason why what you hear is different from what other people hear. What you hear in a played back recording is how other people hear you. That is actually how they hear you. And so sometimes that can be a shocker to find out for the very first time that that's actually how you sound. But it's not a bad thing. Another comment coming in over from YouTube, a market for the voice, wise words. Thank you. Thank you. It is the thing, if you don't have a Morgan Freeman voice, you're not going to get Morgan Freeman work. But the good news is there's a lot of other work to actually go out and get, a tremendous amount of other work to go out and get. Well, look, I want to thank you guys for being here with me on today. National Pub Day, Publication Day for Authors. Well, my book has launched. This is official launch day of Becoming a Voice Actor, the 4 steps to get you on your way. So I definitely want to thank you, all of you that have supported me and continue to support. Please go grab this book today. Launch day is today. So we've already had a big, tremendous response in the past 24 hours, actually over the past month, even with the pre-orders of the Kindle version. Now everything is available right now. The Kindle version is available as well as the paperback version, which I'm holding in my hand as well. So thanks, folks, for being here with me today. And don't forget, this Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, set your reminders on all the platforms that are there right now. There should be a post and you can get a reminder for the Friday show that's coming up as well. So go ahead and do that. But thank you for your support. And hey, have an amazing rest of your day and rest of your week. You take care.